Okay, everyone, welcome. Woo! This is a big day. This is what we've all been building towards. So have you all watched the video?
Yeah.
Everyone's watched the video? Yes. Joey, you haven't watched the video. Oh,
No,
you
I
don't?
don't have time.
Oh, you don't know what's coming
Sorry.
then.
Yeah.
This is exciting stuff. So we're going into spring. So the big, that's we're signaling to our body that there's loads of water, there's loads of green vegetables around. It's all good. There's abundance everywhere. And we communicate that, this will be a particular note to you, Joey, by cutting out fruit. We're cutting out all fruit now.
What?
Huh? What?
Yeah. All fruit comes out of your appetizer, it comes out in the morning, or any sweet vegetables actually. So it's really important to have a look at the food guidelines this week, and that'll give you a really good overview of the sorts of vegetables that you need to be eating. Because in addition with fruit, you have to take out things like sweet potato, beets, carrots, tomatoes. Tomatoes actually isn't listed on the food forbidden list, but they're definitely out. They're a fruit and they're too sweet, so they will be coming out as well. So it's all about Alka-Jolta Prime, lots of fresh green veggies and good quality protein. And the thing with your proteins that you need to remember, hi Frank, is up till now we've been asking you to go for lean protein. Now you want to kind of increase your fats. So don't be, go for things like the lamb and wild caught salmon if you can, or just salmon, oily fishes and higher fat meats as well. That's important because that also signals abundance to your body, and you'll start to really, once it knows that everything's abundant, the thing is it doesn't want to carry around any excess. It wants to release that weight, and that can go in the form of through water or through your breath. So keeping up your breathing exercises, so important at this time. I heard the statistics, something like 80% of your weight gets released through your breath. So yeah, lots of deep breathing exercises and lots of hydration. That's it, the 5-5 thing. Yeah, that's really important at this time. Let's see. The frequently asked questions, that's another great resource. Eric goes in quite a bit of detail of people asking what's the WildFit position on fermented foods, things like vinegars, your soy sauces and that sort of thing. Also, you're probably going to be scratching around for snack ideas. So it addresses a thing of, do you guys like hummus? Do you eat hummus a lot? Yeah? No. How about pate? Is that something that you guys like?
What?
Pate. Usually spread on toast and everything. It's made with chicken livers.
Oh, I used to eat that a while ago, but not lately. Yeah.
Not lately. Okay. Well, because I thought about it, just came to me the other day. That's another great thing for dipping your vegetables into. If you make a homemade pate. So if you'd like, I can do a recipe for that.
Yes, recipe. Yes.
Recipe.
Yes.
And the other thing that I love in spring is using mayonnaise. Because what you're going to find is in the spring, because we're in spring now for the next few weeks, it sort of starts to grind at you, really. So with mayonnaises, you can add, like curry spices or any of your favorite spices. You can make a sort of pseudo pesto with them, and with, your courgette noodles and things like that. Absolutely superb for that. And it will give you the variety of flavors as well, and the sauces that you're craving. So that was just another point I wanted to make. And maybe, Wendy, do you have anything to add at this point?
No.
Nope. Cool. We'll get straight into the chickens then. So, how's your week gone?
last time when you were not there, I
Hmm.
admit to Wendy that I did something crazy for 2 to 3 days,
Yeah,
having whatever I want, and then comes the compensation days. I cut off the carbohydrates and no milk and no tea.
good.
It's going well. Yeah.
Awesome. That's terrific. You know, I know you weren't going to like having the lemon water when you went to lunch, but is that coming a bit easier to you now, replacing, you know, the sweet tea?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, great.
I haven't been having breakfast with my friends for a few days. So today just because it's Friday and I joined them for breakfast, and I get something which I can have from the menu. It's a small piece of steak plus a fried egg, and they have bread with butter, but I skip it. And then I have lemon water also.
Yay.
Yeah,
Nice
I think
work.
it's a good alternative. At the same time, I can enjoy the fun time with them.
See,
And
you
Yeah,
did it. It works. It's possible, right? So I'm glad
yeah.
you're able to see it.
I'm quite shocked when I heard Kim said we need to skip all fruits next week.
Yeah.
Is it right?
that's right.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
All for
a bit incredible.
yeah. Yeah. It is a hard. Have you tried the Alka-Seltzer Prime yet without any fruit in it?
No.
No.
I just pick up what I have at home.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. See, the other thing to note is up until this point, everything's been an experiment. You know, if you've sort of deviated off the path, we've asked you to really question, you know, what led you to that choice? How did you sell the food to yourself? But as we go into spring, it's actually a sort of a chemical process called ketosis. And you might have heard Reggie mention the keto diet quite a bit. That's their focus, is just about being in ketosis. And it's when your body stops burning sugar, or the sugars that you're taking in from your fruit and all that sort of thing, and you switch into fat burning mode, because you've communicated that there's all this abundance around, lots of water, lots of greens, and everything's going to be cool for the next few months. If you were to introduce sugar, your body's not going to then start to release the fat. So from here on in the program, there's really no slip ups. If weight loss is one of the things that you really want to focus on, then you've got to be really dedicated to the program from here on in. Because if you slip up and you actually, because we talk a lot about a switch, flicking the switch into fat burning mode. And if you slip up and you're in the ketosis state, you will automatically switch back to sugar burning. And then it will take you another 2, 3, 4, up to a week to get back into the fat burning mode again. So yeah, we very much discourage any kind of slip up. So it's going to be really probably quite tough for you, Joey, actually taking out the fruit from the Alka-Seltzer.
Sorry, Kim, do you mean even a single time of failure will return or will waste
Set you
all
back.
the
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
once?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Having a small, I mean, it can, and sometimes if you're quite resistant to the switch over, we can end up by drilling down maybe you had a carrot or something like that. Sometimes carrots can be that sweet that it will flick you back into sugar burning mode. So you'll find out how sensitive your body is to it. Just while we're on the subject of ketosis and finding out whether you're in ketosis and you flick the switch as we talk, you want to think about buying these. They're called keto sticks. Frank, you might already be familiar with them, I'm not sure, but I'll take one out. I've got the code on the back. And you can get breath analyzers, but these ones are the urine strips, and it's just got a little pad at the bottom there that you wee on, and then you check it on the side of the bottle, and this is neutral. This will tell you that you're in sugar burning mode. That's not where you want to be. You want to see any register. I mean, you don't have to get up that dark. If you start seeing even that color, you know that you're in ketosis. Your body is starting to burn fat, and it's using your own fat as fuel from that point. So I really recommend you get those. Much more effective than getting on the scales to know whether you're in fat burning mode. So and I just bought those online. You can just get them online. So yeah, shouldn't be too many problems there. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to share with us, Joey or Wendy, if you want to ask Joey anything?
Let's see if Joey has anything else to share.
Yeah.
No more. Just worry. What would happen 2 days later?
Okay, so Joey, anything that comes up you want to eat again? Anything that you missed this week?
I just bought some new fruits.
I understand.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
you have the buffer zone ahead of you?
I love fruits a lot. Sorry?
I'm sorry, I lost you. Say it again one more time. You brought food. You brought fruits. Yes.
So I have to skip them.
So I'm really glad that you're able to get some fruits in. Like, it sounded like you were doing more and more trips to the supermarkets. I think it's something new to you, because my understanding is before you didn't really have that much time to go shopping at the supermarket. So I'm already very happy for you that you're able to make more trips. Here's the thing. So you have the buffer zone ahead of you. You still have 2 days. I don't know how much fruit you've purchased. You can still consume it in the next. Sorry.
So I need to finish them all within 2 days.
Yes, or otherwise, one thing I like to do is
someone else.
Yes, that's something I like to do.
Okay.
I just give it away to neighbors or friends. That's another way too.
There's one more way. You could chop it up and freeze it, so you've got it ready for your smoothies later on.
Yeah, freeze it. I just buy bananas and freeze it up.
Great idea. Yeah, that's also great. I didn't even think of it. That too. So you can still do that.
But you make sure to cut it in pieces, peel it off, cut it in pieces, then freeze it. Because I tried it with the whole fruit, it's disaster. It didn't work. Yeah.
And something else, if this weekend, if you've got a lot of bananas, Joey, you can do what Cindy said, chop it into pieces and freeze it. Then pop it in the blender with a little dash of coconut cream, and you've got an instant ice cream. So that's another way to get it into you.
That sounds so good. Wait.
Yummy,
I gotta
yummy.
write this down. Wait, how do I do it again? Okay, what is it again?
Yeah, chop up your bananas into pieces.
Yes.
And then when they're frozen, freeze them, pop them into your blender, frozen, and then add a couple of tablespoons or so, see how the blender goes, of coconut cream. And then whip it up, and it's like an instant ice cream.
Wow.
This? You cannot. Oh, this will work, right?
Oh yeah, sure, that'll work. Yeah.
I just did. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
And then maybe if you've got other fruits, chuck those in as well. Blend them up. But the banana really holds the volume.
That's great. I've been buying some coconut milk based ice cream. It's organic. It's quite pricey, and I actually want to find alternatives. So I'm gonna try your recipe soon. Then thanks, Kit. I'm excited about that. Yeah.
No problem. Here to help. Okay, Frank, how's your week gone?
It's good. So not much. Not much change for me. So it's fine, I guess.
It's all good. And have you've watched the video for this week?
Yes. So finally the food came out. So because I was surprised, originally I take out the food because it's fructose and I'm afraid of sugar. I was surprised I got fruit.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
Oh, that's good. So you're excited? You're looking forward to spring?
Yeah. I have a question though. I still put like tomato in my alka-seltzer. I also eat them. Like, is it considered as a fruit or not?
Yeah, it is. It is, and they have to come out. Unfortunately,
Okay.
the supermarkets have applied so much pressure to growers to make them sweeter and sweeter. They were finding that people were only eating the small cherry tomatoes and leaving them behind. So went to the growers, and they said, we want a full-size tomato to be as sweet as a cherry tomato, and they've done it. They've proved it with a sugar sort of meter. So yeah, they're way too sweet now in spring. So they have to come out, and you have to watch things like I don't know whether you call them peppers or whether you call them capsicums, but the bell peppers, you can only eat the green ones now. The red and the yellow and the orange have to come out as well.
Okay.
Basically, if any, yeah, they don't taste as good.
They
But,
cost like 10 Hong Kong dollar or 15
oh yeah,
for one.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. And yeah, the general rule of thumb, Frank, is if a vegetable tastes sweet to you, then it's probably too sweet for springtime. So that's it.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. It's a week of certainly a week of adjustment, but once you start getting into it, it becomes really exciting time, because this is sort of like the real stuff that we have been waiting for, actually. Yeah, and you see some great improvements. How's your energy been? I forgot to ask you too, Joey, but how's your energy been? Wait. Sorry, Frank. How has energy been this week?
It's good. It's good. I think I found that I wake up earlier, like normally, So even though I still like go to bed quite late, but I wake up early. I don't know whether it's because it's summer, so the sun come out earlier. But I wake up earlier. I'm okay. Like I'm not like groggy or something. Yeah. So I guess it's improving.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So your sleep's definitely improving. That's great.
Yeah. That's definitely improving. Yeah.
Frank, it's likely that you don't need that much sleep. That's why your body naturally wake up earlier, because your energy level has improved. That could be one explanation too. So it's a good thing.
Yeah. So I think I because I'm a light sleeper, I usually wake up like a few times during the night. But now I think I wake up less. I think maybe only once.
That is great. Because we talked about how important sleep is. So really happy to hear, besides Joey, Frank's sleep has also improved. And hopefully, I'm hoping that by going into spring, going forward, you will also experience better sleep stages. Besides like waking up less, and perhaps you get deeper sleep. I think that's what we will be striving for you, hopefully going into spring.
For sure. Any other sort of little wins like that you've noticed, sort of more subtle changes?
No, I think the rest seems to be quite the same. Yeah.
How about in the afternoon? Are you still getting that energy dip in the afternoon, or where you want to take a nap? Or
yeah, so no, it's shift. Like thing, I get a bit sleepy. Maybe toward like 5, like 6.
Yeah.
But then I just go to have dinner. So
that's Well, that's another side effect of going into ketosis, is that you end up with a slow, even burn of energy. So that's another indicator when you'll know when your switch is flipped into ketosis, is that you won't have the big ups and downs of energy. It'll be a long, slow burn. So yeah, look out for that one coming this week.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I found out that I used to be I will be sleepy after lunch. I have this habit of taking a nap after lunch. I guess because I'm sleepy after lunch. I'm no longer feel sleepy, so usually now I just continue working after lunch. But I feel sleepy like at 5, 6. So I guess that's a shift for me.
That's brilliant.
That is awesome. Let's see once we're taking out more of the fruits and also some of the sweeter vegetable and see how your body's reacting. Keep us posted on that.
All righty. Okay, so Cindy, how's your week gone?
Some wins and some losses.
Uh,
So I will go into my losses first, I would say. So I drank coffee and milk today.
oh,
Um,
How
well,
did
it didn't taste good. Like it was not I expected. It was a treat. So like my friend was giving a treat. So like time I felt a little bit bad if I turned it down. So I just got something. Even there was some alternative lemongrass tea. I didn't go for that because it didn't sound too yummy to me. But but the wins was like during lunchtime, like I ordered food that with no carbs. Even it came with rice, I sent it away, and they were so happy that I don't get full because the rest of them got like sweet sukiyaki pots, which is like a very sweet soil sauce based kind of Japanese dish. And I didn't order that, so that was a win. There was a win in the beginning of the week as the like my manager was treating the team with some bubble tea and like sweets like cakes and stuff, and I was good enough. I didn't order anything. Even I went away for a meeting, they saved me a little cute panda cake, and then I was like I don't want it, and then I give it back to them. So I didn't fall for it, but then unfortunately I fell for Friday for free treats again. And another sort of win and loss was last night. I had dinner with my friends, and it like we ordered naan because we ordered curry. And I didn't plan to have any, and then they were like tempting me, and I was like, okay, give me a small piece. And I dip it, and the first bite I took it, and I knew it immediately. I don't need this. Like I didn't even feel like it doesn't taste anything to me. And then I was like, you can have the rest. And then I didn't, pursue with more naan because I usually really like it. I don't know if that place didn't make it well or anything, but I thought that was a win, even though I took the bite.
Yeah.
I fell for it. But it like there was no craving for it. For it, which is good. I think like this week on the carb side, like I think I've done pretty good that I have no craving or particular craving for any carbs, but for caffeine, I think it has I'm more sensitive to caffeine. Like I share on Monday, I had a huge migraine, and throughout the whole week, except today, I took coffee, but like throughout the whole week, I have really light headache, not to a migraine level, and my body shuts down like at 11ish. It literally shuts me down that I would pass out. But then the next day when I wake up, I'm like very fresh. My sleep was just okay. So like, which is interesting. Like next day when I wake up, I'm still very energetic, but nighttime my body just shuts down. Yeah, that's the observation from caffeine that I have.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Awesome. Fantastic wins there, Cindy. Yeah. Is there anything that you're nervous about in the coming week? Is there anything? Just lost my notebook.
Well, I need to cut out fruit. It's not too worrying, even though I start enjoying it now, but I was never like a fruit craze person. So like it will make it actually easier for my shopping. Joey, I learned last time that I'm not gonna shop until I listen to Friday's video.
Yes, I wanted to tell Joey that too. That is a smart way to do it because every Friday is enhancement day. There are usually some changes coming.
Yeah,
so
my last time was yogurt and milk, so I wait.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of fruit left, but I think I should be able to finish it, most of them, so it's okay. And I'm already on alkalizopine. I'm just trying to how I can make it more interesting. I mean, I'm getting used to it, but probably can make it more interesting on the time.
Oh, sorry, a little bit.
Like I want to make it more interesting taking the alkalizer. So
Right.
I was looking at the ingredients, and I mean, I've been following pretty much on everything in there. Maybe the portion size probably not there. Like, it says 5 stalk of celery. When I look up stalk, means like, I don't know if it's like big chunk or just little chunk. That's a lot, because I don't think my blender can fill that up.
No.
So like, yeah, so like, but I think it's a good portion that, you know, if I calculate the vegetable in cup size, I think it's a good 1 to 2 cups of vegetable I'm putting in per my alkalizer. So that would meet the daily requirement, I would guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember thinking that too, because a stick of celery includes the fluffy bit at the top with the leaves. And I was thinking, thought about it, and I thought, this is an American program, and maybe it's a bit like when they talk about a stick of butter, it's about a third,
Like one,
size. So maybe they talk about pre-packaged sticks of celery, because there was no way 5 whole sticks of celery were going to
no. Yeah.
Not with the kale and the spinach and everything else you got to chuck in there. So you adjust their quantities and stuff. But Eric talks about trying to get as much in, because the other thing is, when we move into spring, the temptation can be, I'm hungry, I think I'm hungry, but I don't want to eat that. I don't want to have more greens and stuff. So the temptation can be to actually slow down your eating, and we don't want to do that. You almost have to push through. If you are genuinely hungry, then you have to make sure you eat something, because you're all about, you're communicating at this time, abundance, abundance, abundance. So release, release, release. So don't be tempted. I'm not looking at anyone in particular. Start cutting out meals or anything and getting hungry. Okay. No, that's terrific, Cindy. I mean, we've been really interested about your migraine problem and your headache problem. So if you're starting to see some relief from switching out the caffeine already, that'd be great.
I will how tonight goes. Like, since Monday, I've been having like migraine and lightheaded toward the night, and my body just shuts down. So today I took like a cup of latte, so I'll see how my energy levels goes around the same time. But right now I don't experience any light headache. So I mean, it's unfortunate that my body is so plain to caffeine that thought it would be, but sometimes you want to feel good that you take it, right?
Yeah. Are you still taking the migraine tablet every day? The one that contains?
Like
No.
Second day that it was not as strong as the first day that like I vomited, but like more toward to sleep, like I'm feeling it. And then I remember I do have this liquid, like more natural migraine reliever. It's oil that I put on, and then I massaged my head a little, then I went to bed, and glad that next day I didn't wake up with a headache. You know how migraine goes. Sometimes if you go to bed, it still wake up with it. So like I was really afraid next day I will wake up with a migraine too. But I mean, fortunately, next morning I don't have the migraine. Just more toward nighttime, I have the light headache. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, that's interesting. Wendy, do you want to jump in with anything? Yes.
Okay. So Cindy, I'm really glad to hear that your headache has lessened throughout the week, because Kim and I were wondering about this issue. We were actually consulting a master coach about this too. So I just want to mention this, that the first day is the hardest when you get off caffeine, because you've had this habit of having it 2 cups a day for a while. So it's understanding the first day is the hardest, but I'm also really glad to hear that the second day and then the third day has gone away. And also you were able to find an alternative to relieve that headache, like an ointment, right? So not relying on that caffeine migraine pill. So now what will be interesting is, since you had a coffee today, I'm curious what will happen to you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm curious too. Hopefully.
Because my concern now for you is, will this cycle start again?
Yeah.
The cycle that you just went through this week in the beginning, Monday, then Tuesday, you had like migraine and all that. I don't know if that would happen. If that's the case, you know what to do because you've experienced it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also telling you something. What do you think that is?
Probably don't need it. It's causing more harm than good in my body.
Yeah, I'm really glad to hear you say this. And also, it's interesting that you weren't planning to have a coffee today, right? You mentioned it was like a friend offer you.
She was the devil at work and lunch all the.
I can see it. Oh God,
so we went to a Japanese restaurant and they were pouring me tea. I was actually drinking tea without knowing it. I don't know why, because at Japanese tea sometimes they give you like the Jamai tea, the green tea. So when I was drinking it, I wasn't paying attention that was caffeine until like almost toward the end. I was like, this is tea. I was like, oh my gosh, I've been drinking caffeine. So like when we went to lunch, after lunch, we went to get a coffee and she's like, well, you drink caffeine already. So like, just continue through. And then she caught me. I was like, all right, since I broke the.
So it's almost like, hey, you already had some cocaine. Might as well just have more cocaine going forward. Why not? Is that the idea? Is that the idea here?
Yeah, and then she keeps telling me, it's like, I cannot live out like coffee and stuff. It's hard to do it like without rice and coffee. And then they keep telling me that, and I was like, okay.
That is, see, that is the full devil. Go ahead, Reggie.
Real devil.
She didn't put it in your mouth, though.
She what?
Cindy. She didn't put it in your mouth, though. You did it yourself, not your friend. So there's one to blame at the end of the day, of course. But as long as you learn from it, it's fine.
Yeah.
And Cindy, another thing is, it's very clear that she's a full devil, and I'm glad that you're able to see it. Honestly, whatever her habit is, like, she's like, I cannot live without coffee and rice. Fine, but you know a better way out for you. And first of all, you don't have to argue with your friends. Any of you here, you don't have to argue with your friends, like why you're doing the way that you're doing. Because your friends will eventually know in the next few weeks going forward. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you are going through some changes, and people around you are starting to see notice. So don't worry about arguing back with your friends about what you're doing. Just show them. Just lead by example. Just show them what you're doing, and they will see then in the next few weeks. And going back to the point about having a coffee today is. So your friend, she offered you the coffee, right? What were your thoughts going through your head at that point when the coffee was offered?
She did ask the stores non-caffeinated drinks, and then they were saying there was tea, and then like first thing hit in my head, tea is caffeine too. So because sometimes people don't see the tea leaf view as caffeinated, but then they went into like lemonade and then went into lemongrass juice or something like that, or caramel. But Goffa cha, what is that? The little
chrysanthemum tea. I can never pronounce that word. It's such a long word. Yeah.
But that is still caffeinated, right?
That one I'm not sure. I'll check. Yeah.
Because it's still a leaf type of thing. Yeah. So like out of everything, maybe lemongrass is not, but I don't know.
Right.
But anyway, the only lemongrass is on the table, and it's just lost to coffee. Right.
So it sounded like there wasn't a lot of choices, right? Even though it was like a friend offer. And like, did you say that you feel kind of bad to not say no to a friend about this?
Yeah, I think it was a good, like, I felt that I mean, if I said no, I don't think she will feel bad, but then I felt that she really meant it to like treat us, to take us to the place. So
Okay.
like, yeah,
Okay,
like
I
I
hear
felt
you.
not like not like my manager was treating the team that, you know, if I turn away, she doesn't really care much. But for this one, I just don't want to turn away her good intention. Yeah.
Oh,
But
I
next
see.
time, maybe just be gentle. Maybe I will try the lemongrass next time, I guess.
Okay, great. I'm really glad to hear this. But here's what I want to ask you though. Do you eat durian?
I just had one yesterday.
Okay, tell me. Okay, tell me a food that you don't eat anymore.
I don't know. Actually, I start eating more fruit now.
No. Any food or drink or anything, not fruits.
Nothing actually.
All right. Then I'm
Not
just gonna
that.
use this example. Then let me. I'm just gonna say this. Okay, if this friend is offering you cocaine, what would you say? Hey, I've got some more. I've got some extra cocaine here. Want some? What would you say?
No.
Right? Okay. Why would you say no to cocaine? I'm curious to know your answer. Okay.
I mean, we talk about this on Monday. I just need to learn how to give gracefully, not hurting the other person's feeling too.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah.
But I actually want to go more into the thought process of you. I want to focus on you right now. So partly why you said yes, tell me if this is the case, is because, yes, besides you don't want to refuse the good intention, it's also because you still want it somehow. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. I mean, I it's like the other day I broke the rule and I just continue to break it. I created the cheat day concept in my head today. I mean, whenever I break the rule. So, I mean, it's not good. I know. I mean, I could turn away, but I choose yes. And then, yeah.
Okay.
But the turnout wasn't that nice anyway. So, like, you know, because after that coffee, I was so thirsty that, like, I drank like a whole liter, like within 15-20 minutes. Like, I was chugging down water. So, like, I noticed the caffeine is like taking out a lot of the water in my body too.
Yeah. Okay. I'm really happy to hear all these awareness that you have. Yes. Besides like learning how to be firmly say no to something, that's one way that we can work on. But you also notice what the caffeine is doing to you in your body. You notice this, and I think having that awareness will help you to firmly how to say no next time too, because you remember the experience. And also, what I feel for you is it's those migraines that you went through the first day, and then it lessened going forward. Now I'm just thinking like, what will happen tomorrow? Would it come back? And then you have to go through the cycle again. How fair is that? You know, just by
It won't come.
huh?
Hopefully, it won't come
Right.
back.
I'm also counting that it won't, but I'm just saying it's a possibility here.
Yeah.
So do you see why the reason that we are trying our best to adhere the rules going forward is because any kind of slip from now on, as Kim put it really well, especially for those of us who have weight loss goal, is it is really easy to like switch back. And then I think Cindy just gave us a really good example here to see that, you know, she went through what an experiment for her to get over that caffeine for a few days. And unfortunately today, it came back, but now we work with you the idea of why it came back, because, you know, you still want it. And
actually, interesting you bought it. I didn't actually think about migraine after that. I should have remembered that. I don't remember. I mean, I don't remember that feeling, like when I was drinking that coffee.
I'm
Next
not
time
surprised. I'm not surprised.
Maybe that coffee, I say I'm gonna get migraine tomorrow. I shouldn't be drinking. Actually, I wasn't thinking.
That's fine. That's what Kim and I are here for, to remind you all these little things here, right?
And that's the perfect out as well. Sorry to interrupt, Wendy.
Not at all. Not at all.
Is to say to your friend, look, I'm really sorry. I mean, I did an experiment. I've given up caffeine, and I've noticed my migraines have gone away. So, you know, I mean, it's a perfect, the old medical reason that you have. It's perfect.
I love what Kim just said. Kim just gave you a line there. And Cindy, you can use it next time too. You can say, "Oh no, caffeine give me migraines. I'm not taking it for now." Perfect. You are looking at you're looking after yourself, and B, you are explaining very clearly that it's not you, it's me. You know, it's not like I want to turn your favor away. It's me. Like I get a headache, like it's no good for me. Any good friends who look after you, or any good peers, any good colleagues who will look after you, would accept it. I would imagine that they should understand it. The ones that will really push you, though, I would be careful with those friends, colleagues here. Those are the hidden foot devils there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this upcoming week, what the concern is the food, right? You know, like I said before, I don't really check on how people are cooking outside when I'm eating out. I'm just afraid that the sugar I consume, I mean, I will try to stay away sweet dishes, but would that actually trigger the flip, or I'm gonna have to stay home to eat every single day now in order to control that, like to manage that?
I'll let Kim answer that.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky. But we did it. We ate out when I was in spring, and it was just limiting. I mean, steak and salad. It was perfect. Dressing on the side, and then I even started carrying around a little thing of oil, and if I didn't want to ask for it, or if the oil was a bit funny. But yeah, I mean, you're going to have to be so much more aware. And as the minute it touches your lip, if you sense any sugar in there, you have to put that fork down, because it can be something as small as a wrong tablespoon of something with sauce that's got sugar in it. It can just
But can we use lemon juice? I mean, would lemon juice consider as fruits at this stage, or no?
You can use lemon juice, you can, but it is a fruit, so you can't really drown things in lemon juice. Just use it as a condiment. If you just sprinkle it over something, that's fine. Sorry?
What about like lemon water?
Yeah, that should be fine. If you just have a couple of slices of lemon in your glass, yeah, that's fine, because it's getting the flavoring mainly from the zest around the side, which are the oils and the lemon. So, yeah.
What about like wine? What about green wine?
Green lime. Green lime, I think, same as lemon. I think you can treat it. I did a bit of research on glycemic index or sugar load, and as they call it, and all that sort of thing. And limes came off better than lemons. Lemons were actually sweeter. So yeah, if you prefer to use lime's even better. It's lower sugar. So,
okay. Actually, I do prefer lime more than lemon.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I know limes are a lot more expensive here than lemons, so we tend to use lemons. But yeah, no, that's great. You got any other questions for me for coming up? No.
I need to look through the list, because this is a lot of no root veggies, and I need to see what do they mean. I guess in Chinese vegetables there is a lot of root vegetables.
Yeah.
Like alka-jiger, you can use ginger, but would ginger count as a root? But I mean, I'm confused with those. Like, what do you mean by roots, right?
Right. So the root vegetables we're talking about are things like your sweet potatoes, your pumpkins, the red beetroot, those sort of things. When it comes to ginger, yes, it is a root, but you're probably only using a thumb-sized piece of it in your alka-jiger. So that's fine. You can get away from that. It's only if there were problems later on, we'd have to do a detailed look at what you're
Okay.
eating. Yeah, you can use ginger, because you couldn't put a whole hand of ginger in there anyway. So
Mhm.
Yeah, Cindy, the idea is any carb-based root vegetables, like what Kim said, the sweet potatoes, pumpkins, those are out for now. And honestly, it really depends on the person's sensitivity to sugar. But I think for now, let's just take it away and then see how it goes. Ginger does not, I don't think ginger contains as much carbs. I mean, ginger is not that sweet, so ginger is definitely fine. And
Yeah.
What about spring onion?
they're fine.
they're fine. Yeah.
Oh,
Reggie
I
wants to
recommend. Can I recommend something? Can I recommend watch the FAQ? It's a long one this time. It's 30 minutes. I even have to do the two last minutes still, and there's a lot of your questions are in there. The ginger is totally allowed by Eric even, but he said as a flavor, as a to give it some flavor. It's not that you should eat the ginger root, the whole fruit, and then put a little bit of sprinkle something else on it, and that's how you do. But it's to flavor something. But watch that thing. It's useful. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah, Reggie, thank you for bringing that up. The FAQ is definitely helpful. And also on the membership page on the right side where you see the green box, there is a vegetable guideline for the week. So I highly recommend you go into that guideline and see what you can find. It will.
It's not inclusive for all the Chinese vegetable names in there. So I don't know. I guess it doesn't show up in the no list. I would assume it's okay, right?
Yeah, it gives you an idea of what these are the vegetables that they would recommend in this time in the spring season. So I would look into those. Actually a lot of them are applicable for Chinese vegetables too. So bok choy is definitely fine. For instance, broccolis are okay. Chinese lettuce are okay. There's so many. There are a lot.
Yeah.
I would just curious, like spring onion, it is a root vegetable too, but you say it's okay, then I guess it's fine.
like I said, it's not all root vegetable. It's based on the carbohydrate and the sugar content. The idea is we are just taking a break from a lot of the natural sugars now. It's
okay.
So honey is also out then at this stage, and the idea is we want to signal our body that winter is over and spring is coming, and trust me, it is well worth it. So
okay,
great. Okay, Reggie, how's your week?
Hello. I just want to add to that last one. It's about releasing the fat, and it doesn't release if there's sugar in you. That's the whole idea. And fruit sugar is sugar too, so that's why. Okay. But if I look at myself this last week, not too many issues. Certainly not to the things we had to drop. Caffeine, nicotine. I don't smoke. Alcohol, barely drink. So that's not a big deal. But I have 2 points of concern or of interest. What Frank mentioned about sleep. My sleep's not better. I got a very good sleep, but I got certain issues in my body going on. I think that's saying goodbye, especially to my allergies. Maybe helpful for Joey again. But my body is releasing a lot of liquids. So about every 2 to 3 hours, I just have to go to the loo, and I don't like this. So probably I'm not sleeping as deep. So a lot of times I wake up quite fatigued, and then and I got energy drops as well. But I think that is related not to anything I do for WildFit, not directly related. I think it is because my allergy, my pollen, my hay fever allergy, is strangely enough. I stopped the dairy, as you all know, and I think it's getting way better than before. Strange thing was, at first it started coming back straight away. Great, but it started coming back. So I got, for years I didn't have the itchy eyes and the sneezing. I only had a bit of a pressure when you press your head together. And it's like, it's not even a headache. It's something that sort of, you should get into some kind of state of wooziness. And that's fine, but it came back and it became worse. And I started sneezing and it's almost like my body's releasing it. And that's probably why I have to go to the loo as much. That's what I think, actually. But that to the side, it's fine. I'm happy about it because because the attacks that I used to have lasted a whole day with pollen. I was scratching my eyes. It was not even water that's coming, thinner than water. It's just like something etheric dropping out of myself. Terrible. That was so terrible. But all day long, and the itchy eyes, you scratch yourself to completely till it inflammates or breaks or whatever. And I don't have that. If I got something now, we do the 5K walk in the morning, walk through the forests. Today it was not a big deal because it was raining here. But if it's dry, it has been dry for a long time here in Holland. And it's funny, we were happy it was raining. But if it's dry, then I still get that sensations. But I come home, I have my fruit until now. And then, then so it goes away quite quickly. It doesn't stay for the rest of the day with me. So I actually think that my body is actually reacting to the whole change in body and actually sort of curing it almost. And that's really nice to me. We went out for dinner because last Saturday, Holland, the Netherlands went out of lockdown for the restaurants, the cafes. So we directly, that's brilliant. But then you get your first hurdle. That's your first obstacle, because what the hell am I going to order? So without having the risk that I look like a goat or something, I only can eat grass or something. So, but it's not that difficult. First of all, we had to turn down the bread. It was fine, and this is one of my biggest weaknesses, of course. But no problem. I didn't have any craving at that point. Didn't take it. No bread and butter. And then you stick to the meat and your veggies, because everything you check on the list is something wrong with it. It's either in the marinade or it's inside of the stuff. And so we had a very great meal, and then I just drank water. That's a bit strange for them if you only drink water, but yeah, they don't mind selling you a spa water. I think you don't even know if it's real stuff. They can always refill it with tap water or something. But that's a great thing. For the next week, I don't foresee too many problems. Actually, at first I was glad that Eric was dropping the program is dropping the fruit out. But then I think I sort of grew fond of fruits the last couple of weeks, because you can't have any other refined sugars. And I sort of think, at least I'm getting some sugar in some form, and that's why But now I think, okay, but it's okay, because this morning I said to Kim, I had a very busy schedule today, picking up all as Kim probably sees as rubbish, picking up stuff that I bought all over the place. And then, so I couldn't wait actually for after the fruit to wait for the alkalizer. So I said, I know now we can't have fruit anymore. So I just dropped the fruit straight away now, and then go straight to the alkalizer and have my normal breakfast. So I did that. So there's no problem. But probably I will eat. We got a lot of bananas lying around here, so I will probably eat them. So that's not.
You can make your.
But yeah. Same there. Yeah. But I'll eat them, because I find a waste now. And I must say, I've been a very good boy along the whole in the whole program until now. Not even slip ups or whatever, because I've been in so many stupid diets that I've all stuck to them. Usually they're starch-based ones. You eat the shakes with a lot of. Basically, it's wallpaper glue that you're eating, and to fill up your stomach. But and I even stuck to those. So I can stick. If I can stick to those, I can stick to WildFit. And so I'm pretty okay. And the keto part is coming now. I think Frank, you did some keto for a long time already, I think. Eh? I don't know, but maybe. Okay, but that's the part that I actually like. That's what the keto part I like, actually. Except for that dairy was allowed and now it isn't. And that's the only. But I'm not having a big problem with it. My mother keeps buying the cheese. So we got 2 stacks of a whole, it's almost, I think, half of a cheese now. And probably Monday another stack will come on top of it. Not my problem. I told her not to do it anymore. What?
Honey, I thought the cast boer had been told to bye-bye. I thought you guys had done.
No.
He only said I'll be around on Tuesday instead of Monday because it's Pentecost. So that's only, he came 1 day later, but he still came. And there's 2 stacks of cheese now, and there will be 3 and 4. But I won't eat them. It's really a waste. But I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to eat kouspas anymore. So it's okay. So I'm basically looking forward to this week, and I hope the rest will hang in there, because I'm sure, because I had the keto thing, and we used the keto sticks and I pop into keto pretty easily. So I'm happy about that. But the moment when you get into keto, that's exactly when you start noticing that you are losing weight and you're releasing fat. But don't touch the sugar. If you do that, it goes to waste. As Eric said, the switch flips over, and then you have to start again to get into ketosis. And that's a more painful trajectory than if you just keep on doing it. That's not as painful. So I think that's basically it. Yeah. Thank you.
Said. Wendy, do you want to add anything in there, or quiz a bit more?
Sure. So thank you, Reggie, for bringing that up in the end, saying that how important it is to stay away from sugar from now on, especially for some of us. Weight loss is our goal going into the program. I mean, you know who you are, and I'm just saying you right now that I think we've been waiting for this moment. All the 5 weeks of work that we've been doing previously, we are all waiting. We are anticipating this. We're actually preparing ourselves into this stage. So as Kim said, and Reggie also said, that it's really key now to stick with the program and try not to slip. Because if we have slips, it will just prolong your process of weight release. That's all I would say. And to motivate you, staying on the program, adhere the rules as close as possible. I want to tell you all a very good news. So I want to make sure that my observation was correct. I went back to our very first meeting, our very first video, and checked. And I can tell you for sure that all of you, your face have looked different now since your very first meeting on May 4th, just over a month ago. So Cindy, your face is more pointy. Well, for Frank, actually, it's a bit hard to tell because the camera angle, it's cut it off at the bottom, so I cannot really tell. But I'm sure it's happening to Frank too. But for the rest of you, I can just, if you don't trust me, you can go back to the video yourself. You know how to find the links. Cindy, your face is more pointy, and for Reggie, I think you had more here on this part, the neck. I don't really see it anymore right now.
Yeah, but maybe I'm just stretching my head forward or something. I don't know, but it's true. It's true.
Could be, but I'm just telling you.
No, you're right. You're right.
Right? And for Joey as well. Like your face, like the line is different. Yeah, I can see more. I can see more of your the like sorry, I said it in Cantonese. I don't know how to say it.
Cheekbone.
The
cheekbone.
Cheekbones, not cheekbone, but just your shape overall. Okay. Yeah. Week 1, the video, your face was rounder. That's all I would say. And now you're not as round anymore.
Yeah, I can notice that too, Joey.
Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, and Cindy, I would say not pointy, heart-shaped.
Oh, there you go.
Is it because I have a shorter hair now? I don't know.
It's really obvious. This part is really obvious. This part is really obvious. You know what?
See, this change is obvious.
Yeah.
Well, Joey, yours too, but because you cannot see your face unless you look at the mirror all the time, you probably don't notice. That's why, now do you guys all understand why I told you to take the photos and do the measurements in the beginning? It's because of this change. And you don't, I mean, it's likely that you're not going to go back to week 1 anymore. And this is why we need to document and celebrate. So you can all going back to your week 1 video and see. I was amazed when I watched that video today. I was like, oh, wow, that's how all you looked like before a month ago. It's amazing. So I hope that video or looking back at your photos will help you see how much progress you have made so far. I know we have some slips here and there, but it's okay up until this point. Going forward, the closer that you can adhere, the more results you can get. I mean, don't you all want to get a leaner body shape, right?
Yeah.
So you have made some progress now, and from now on, it's going to accelerate. It's going to get even more results because we are going into a harsh spring season. We are all here to support each other, and Kim is going to give us some amazing recipes, and I'm also looking forward to it myself as well. So all of you are doing fantastic.
Totally. What a fantastic uplifting note to leave on, Wendy. It's no, it's fantastic. And so I'm not going to say any more other than enjoy the buffer zone. Eat your fruit or your banana ice cream, whatever you're going to do, and see you on Monday. Yeah, but really exciting that we've got to this point. Really excited for you all.
Yes. Any other questions or observations? Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Have a great week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Great weekend. Bye-bye. Have a great
Bye-bye.